Hello and welcome. My name is Ms. Turnbull and I'm a psychology teacher. And today I want to take a few minutes to talk about mindfulness, what it is, how you can benefit from it, and how you can incorporate it into your daily life. So let's first start by talking about what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is a practice of staying in the present moment. It's focusing on what's going on around you and how you're feeling without attachment or judgment placed on it. Mindfulness has a series of benefits, from reduced stress to greater focus to just an increased overall sense of life satisfaction and well-being. So how exactly does it work? The best analogy I ever heard for understanding mindfulness was to think about all of the thoughts and feelings that you have over the course of the day to be a book. And if this book is large and interfering and full of negative worries, concerns, anxiety, stress, all of those negative emotions that we feel on a regular basis, you can think of it as walking around like this. And of course, when I walk around like this, my view is not very good. I can't see what's going on around me, and what I can see is probably not all that positive. And it's not a very positive way to go through life. So how can we get rid of that book, or move it, or change it in some way? We can engage in a mindfulness practice. I'm a psychology teacher, and so I really like looking at research. How do I know? How can we prove that mindfulness actually helps? What you see here are a series of studies that have been done in the field of psychology to see what types of benefits mindfulness can do for us. So for each one of these benefits, from reduced rumination or worrying, stress reduction, boosting our memory, lowering our emotional reactivity, so flying off the handle, all of these were accomplished by doing controlled psychological studies. So what we mean by this is that psychologists took groups of people and had half of them engage in a mindfulness practice and the other half did not. And then they tested them on a host of emotional and cognitive tasks to see what types of changes were they experiencing as a result of engaging in mindfulness. Each group that engaged in these mindfulness activities saw an improvement that the group that did not, our control group, they did not experience those same benefits. And there are so many different ways that mindfulness can improve our day-to-day life. So if you're thinking right now, that sounds great, sign me up. How do I practice mindfulness? There are a couple of things that you can add to your mindfulness toolbox today that will help you see these positive benefits as well. The first one is exercise or incorporating a yoga practice. The reason why exercise and yoga are so helpful for establishing a mindfulness practice is because when you are physically moving your body and focusing on what you need to be doing, whether it's making sure that you are aligned correctly or making sure you're connecting each breath to each movement, every movement that you do gets you out of your head a little bit more and focusing more on the present moment. And so just by engaging in very intentional physical exercises, you are automatically engaging in a mindfulness practice. You cannot be thinking about all of those things that are inside your book if you're also trying to accomplish these physical activities. So exercise, yoga are great examples of how you can establish a mindfulness practice. The second one is meditation. And there are different types of meditation that you can engage in that will also help increase your mindfulness. The first one is focusing on the breath. The minute you sit down and close your eyes and begin a meditation, chances are a lot of thoughts are going to start popping up. All of the thoughts that are typically in your book. The more you focus on your breath, the more you try to return to that focus, the more you are training your brain to decide where you want to place your focus. So instead of focusing on that book, you can start to learn how to change your attention to something else. Something in the present environment, for example, that needs your attention. Focusing on your breath also helps to slow down your heart rate and put you in a greater sense of calm, which will also help you to address whatever you need to address in a less emotional way. You can also use progressive relaxation techniques during meditation, where you focus on a different body part with each breath, working on relaxing and softening that part to put your whole body into a sense of calm. Or you can just focus on redirecting your attention so that every time your mind strays during meditation, you focus on bringing it back to the present moment. All of this is a practice in trying to reduce our focus on all of the other thoughts we're experiencing and instead try to stay present on what we're doing and how we're feeling right now. The third thing that you can do is make sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep has a whole host of cognitive and physical benefits that will help you stay present in your day-to-day life. Sleep helps process the events from each day so that you can understand them even better, and it also helps reduce cortisol, which is our stress hormone, so that perhaps the next day we don't feel quite as stressed and overwhelmed as we did the day before. It helps to regulate our emotions and allows you to be more present. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. And finally, the last thing that you can do to increase mindfulness is journaling. With journaling, you can use a variety of techniques to help engage in mindfulness through writing. One thing you can do is make a gratitude list. Try and write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for, and you'll start to see that your brain will start to scan your environment for the positive as opposed to the negative on a regular basis. You can also journal about specific prompts or topics, and these will help you to focus your thoughts and attention as well. You can train your mind to stay present on whatever you're trying to write about instead of thinking about all of the other things that you're experiencing. Or you can stream of consciousness write, where you just write down everything you're thinking and feeling, all those thoughts that exist in your book that helps organize them and maybe make them feel a little less overwhelming. So perhaps instead of getting rid of the book, what you might end up doing is just making the book a little bit smaller. And so it's less overwhelming in your day-to-day life. And maybe you'll feel a little bit more focused and organized to where this doesn't have to be your main focus. You can put it away when it's no longer needed and then bring it back when you need to focus your attention on it. So there are a lot of different ways that journaling can help increase your mindfulness as well. So these are 4 ways that you can increase your mindfulness and see all of the positive effects that researchers have found. I hope this encourages you to get started, and good luck on your mindfulness journey.